What's up and welcome to the Dual Sense podcast for episode 177. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason, and I'm joined, as always, of course, by your other co-host, who is calling himself tonight Underground Jew, which has so many meanings nowadays. But his Christian name, not his Jewish name, is Travis, of course. Travis, what's going on tonight? Didn't know you had converted to Judaism.
Dude, I dated a half Jew in high school. We talked about this.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm practically Jewish.
You are.
Yeah. I've been inside of more Jews than you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, indeed.
Anyway,
indeed.
hot start.
Yeah, it's the last episode, so.
Yeah, so just want everybody to know that on Monday, this coming Monday, when you're listening to this, hopefully, I will be the proud owner of a PlayStation Portal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You finally got one. It was from PlayStation Direct, right?
Yes, which makes me feel a lot better. And which was annoying. Was it 2 days
Baseball
before
official.
that? Or the day before that? It was the day before or 2 days before that I had seen Wario put out like, hey, they're available. You can get them on Newegg. And I was like, the fuck is Newegg? So like literally, whatever. Just opened it up, see one, put it in my cart. And I mean, I filled everything out. Hit complete purchase, pops up and it says you can't buy more than one. And I'm like, I'm not. So I go back, make sure I have one, do it again. Can't buy more than one. I was like, I'm going to fight everybody. So I take it out of my cart, put it back in my cart, click it again. And it's like, you can't buy more than one. I'm like, oh my God. So like, I even downloaded the app and tried to do it through the app.
Oh, Christ.
But all
You're
the
dedicated.
app, and the app would just tell me they were sold out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I figured that's what it was. But the fact that it kept telling me more than one, I kept thinking like, oh, if I just keep hitting refresh, maybe one will fall. And I did it about 20 times literally. And then I thought, what if it ordered 20?
Oh my God.
And I was like, hey, I need to calm down.
Yeah, I think what saved you is the fact that PlayStation Direct made you, it used to, at least for that item, it used to make you sign in to your PlayStation account. Was that still true?
Yeah, I had to sign in. So as soon as I signed in, but I had it. See, here's the thing though. I had the PlayStation Direct link to the portal page saved as my favorites on my work computer.
I love this.
So you texted me and said the portal's up, and I saw it on my phone, and I just clicked my favorite tab, clicked it immediately, signed in, and bought it. Like it took me like 10 seconds.
You figured it out. You figured out the system. So what's your plans with this thing? What's the goal here?
Well, it's time to play War Hospital on it is the plan. So
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I downloaded it. You downloaded it last week. I just haven't had time to play it. When it first came out, I was sick, so I didn't play anything. But it's the perfect game because I can pick it up and play, put it down, and it's perfect for the portal. And then we'll see what happens after that. I'm sure I could play some FIFA on it.
Definitely.
I'm curious to try. I kind of want to try everything on it just to see what it's like. Like I just want to see if. I don't know. So we'll try everything.
Yeah, might as well. I've done it. The only thing that I've played Battlefield on it. I've played Modern Warfare 3 on it. I typically play FIFA on it. But, it's a great little piece of kit. And I think for some reason, I think that you'll have a better experience with like the faster games, like the shooters, than I will. There's just something weird about fiber and over Wi-Fi. And I don't know. It's just
it's
a bunch of stuff I don't understand because I'm not an IT guy. But you were talking about being sick last week. I did the show by myself, which sucked. It was like it was maybe the shortest episode ever. It was like 34 minutes. Like, I'm just talking to myself. But you were indisposed, I'll say. You had some gastrointestinal. You had some gastrointestinal distress. Is I think what they normally put on like the NFL injury report.
Yeah, I lost 10 pounds, and I think in Britain that's like 37 stone or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, you did in like 24 hours, right?
Oh, it was technically I lost it. Technically, I lost it between 5 a.m. and 4 p.m. So I lost 10 pounds in 11 hours.
Yeah, I've been there. That's not fun. Yeah, that's not fun at all.
At one point, I threw up and it was cold.
Oh, because had you been drinking cold water?
Yeah, I just drank water.
Oh,
and it was a weird experience. Weird.
Oh yeah. Drinking water and immediately throwing it up is one of the weirdest things your body can do.
Yeah, it's not like fun. It's like you have rabies,
It could have been, but I'm glad it wasn't. Speaking of, I have the rabies vaccine. Fun fact.
You
All I
do.
got there is something to share with you all in our last episode here. But speaking of, before we get to the last episode part, speaking of being sick as you might have noticed, I am nasally. I'm under the weather myself. I don't know. My wife was sick with something like this earlier this week, like a cold, sinus infection, some bullshit. And when two people
Yeah.
love each other a lot, they get intimate, and then sometimes they give each other sicknesses. So
Yeah, you got her cooties. It's what we always worried about in elementary school.
I know all that time, all those years fighting against cooties, and here I am.
Yeah,
So
you just took them. You just took them on the chin.
I did. I took them willingly. Anyway, Travis, this is our final episode, the grand finale, if you will. I'm struggling with what to call this. Part of me wants to just do like, what's that cinema like that? Is it French or like Italian cinema thing where they just put fin, FIN, meaning finished? I've thought about doing something clever
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. So, but anyway, nonetheless, it is our final episode. How you feeling?
Mm,
You
I don't
sad? You
know.
don't care? You fine? I mean, you think we've had a good run here? Well, I mean, we didn't make it to 200, but
I know. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it's okay. I understand.
yeah,
I,
it is. It is.
uh, I don't really know what I think about it. I mean, it's
My wife thinks you're pissed at her, by the way, and I'm kind of letting her believe it, like half-heartedly. Like, well,
yeah.
yeah, I
I
don't know.
mean,
He doesn't seem the same ever since I told him,
I
kind of
think you
thing.
should use it to your advantage. You know, yeah, he hates me. You should probably sleep naked with me.
That's how. Listen, that's got me in a lot of trouble here recently.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, it's you played a message from Ryan a minute ago,
Oh
and it
yeah,
was very nice
yeah,
to
yeah.
it's kind of funny. The things I was thinking were a lot of the things he said. A lot of the things you'll say probably, but there's not a lot of us that sit around and talk about PlayStation. The ones that we've met have been all really cool, like genuinely. Like none of them have been
Hmm.
holier than thou, or none of them have been not supportive or helpful. So it's you kind of feel like you're. I know you're not leaving the community, but in a way, you kind of feel like it's the end of an era, so it's kind of bittersweet. Like it's
Sure.
cool to think about you made this thing that all these people listened to and
Yeah.
supported and gave your opinions on and disagreed and agreed, and
Hmm.
it's just fun. Like it's a little wrinkle in your normal life that's
Hmm.
there's always something new and something different to try. So um, it's not like it's the end of the world, and we could always be revived if we ever want to. It's not like you know,
Sure.
it's not like we lost the license to Walt Disney or something.
Yeah, we're not becoming public domain yet for like another 98 years or
That's
something.
true.
So,
Yeah, I gotta suck it. So, we could always we could always bring it back if we feel like it.
yeah,
We could always do one-offs if we feel like it. There's a lot of options. So,
sure.
I mean, it could be a situation where once you get everything settled, that maybe when the
Hmm.
kid's not a toddler, would take a little hiatus and come back for the PlayStation 6 maybe. Like I think that's something we could think about later, but it's
Yeah, when I've got him playing Xbox Game Pass, and
yeah, why don't
you
you
know,
do that? Yeah, it's just weird right now. It's still weird. It's still weird to me.
yeah, I understand. I understand. It's the turning of a page, and this is something you and I, well, before we ever did this, I did a basketball podcast, which ironically, to some extent, because the production value was just asshole compared to this show. Like, I mean, we really stepped our game up to do this podcast, which is saying something considering that there's obviously podcasts with much higher production values out there. But the basketball one that you and I did, we literally recorded from our cell phones, and it was, but that was well before COVID that we were doing that, and that show was kind of on a trajectory. Looking back, that was going to be way more popular than this show, which still
Mhm.
blows my mind.
Right.
But with that said, we've had some decent success with this show, thousands of listeners. It's really helped us to grow kind of our YouTube page, which we've talked about. It's not going to go away or anything like that. We're going to still share gameplay and stuff, and uh, so it's been fun. We like you said, we've met some cool internet friends along the way, and it's just these cool little tidbits. And Ryan shared, like you said, shared from the For the Players podcast in Australia, shared a nice farewell message with us, and he's still the only guest co-host that we've ever had on the show. So we've got these cool like little nuggets and fun things that we've done, and the show. allowed you to review your first video game. So there's
Mhm.
there's all kinds of little things in this.
Little
In a
fun
weird way,
stuff.
yeah, in a weird way, it led me to Gaming Nexus, and now I'm a game critic, I guess, in a way, and so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, I
it's
got
it's
to do
done cool things.
F1 I got to do F1 esports commentary for a while because of the podcast, like, that's so
Oh yeah,
fucking weird.
I totally forgot about that. See,
Yeah,
I
it's
totally forgot
outrageous.
about that.
Yeah, and, like, those
Yeah.
dudes I still talk to Jonah some, who's the guy that, ran the league, like,
Uh-huh.
I talked to him last week about, there's a race coming up, and his YouTube net channel is, like, at, like, 10,000 subscribers now, so, like,
Wow.
it's just funny the things that we've been involved
Yeah.
in weird ways.
Yeah. Definitely. So, but again, this is the last episode. If you're just now finding us at episode 177, the grand finale here, then still welcome, and we're glad to have you for the very last one. We'll try to make it a good one for you, and you know, don't worry, we're not like Travis said, we're not totally disappearing. We're still going to be on social media. That's typically where I'm terminally online running our social media accounts, mostly Twitter and X, but we go by at the DualSense Pod everywhere if you want to find us and chat some PlayStation with us. I'll still be doing that, talking about games, sharing my reviews and stuff from Gaming Nexus and stuff. I'm hesitant to like change the names of anything or like shut down any social media pages because right now, like obviously we have those, and to your point, like if we decide one day like we want to do like an episode once a month or once a quarter or only when PlayStation does showcases or states of play, like I kind of don't want to relinquish that stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to like I don't know. I just something to think about, but nothing's going to change in that regard for now. So find us social media, YouTube at the DualSense Pod, and we'd love to chat with you. So let's get into it here. We've got not a terribly busy week of news. Sorry for the very long intro, but you know what? It's the last show, so we're gonna do whatever the hell we want to. Okay. So here we go. Let's jump into the news, starting with number one. As expected, based on recent sales figures, Hogwarts Legacy officially outsold every other video game on the market in 2023, according to industry sales analytics firm Circana. It is the first time since 2008, when Rock Band was number one, that a game other than Call of Duty or a Rockstar title was the best selling game of the year. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 did come in second for the year, followed by Madden NFL 24, Marvel Spider Man 2, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at number 5. On the hardware front, PlayStation 5 was the best selling console of the year in both units sold and dollar sales, followed by Nintendo Switch, and then Xbox Series X and S in third, which they lumped together. Believe it or not, the DualSense Edge was the year's best selling accessory in terms of dollar sales, with accessories seeing the largest categorical growth overall, driven by a 7% jump in controller sales. Overall game industry spending was up 1%, a measly 1% to $57.2 billion in 2023 compared to 2022 in the United States. So, anything you that jumps out to you here?
Yeah, I mean, well, the obvious is Hogwarts Legacy, like,
Mm-hmm.
who would have fucking thought that when it came out? Nobody's thinking like, "Yeah, this is gonna be the biggest selling game of the
Mm-hmm.
year." And then, even when it was doing that, I think even we've said it, like, "Wait till Call
Yeah.
of Duty comes out." Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, definitely.
Wait till Madden comes out, it doesn't matter. It did matter. It stayed there,
Yeah.
so, super surprising, but that's awesome. Like, it's really cool. I think it shows a lot of power behind the Harry Potter IP, and that IP kinda took a little bit of heat with, um, you know, J.K. Rowling's not being super woke, and it didn't seem to matter,
Mm.
did it?
No, not at all.
The controller jump was 7%, and when I first saw that, I thought, "That's crazy," and then I remembered, like, we had all these specialty controllers this year, right? We had the accessibility controller that came out,
Mm.
the DualSense Edge came out, we've had different looking controllers come out with different,
Yeah,
colors and whatnot, so that actually does kinda line up. It's still
that's true.
surprising to me that it's the biggest selling accessory. That still is surprising to me, but,
Yeah.
the 7% part makes sense. The actual Edge itself blows me away a little bit, like, I would not
Mhm.
have put money on that at all. But yeah, that's really the only 2 things that really struck out to me. I think next year will be interesting to see where, like, the new Switch falls in the sales. Like,
Mm. Mhm.
you would assume if at this point next year, it'll be the highest selling console of the year, right? You would just
Depends on when it releases, right?
Right, yeah. If it releases in December, of
Big
course not,
variable.
but,
Yeah, yeah.
if it's any time before that, like, are they gonna run out of stock? Like, there's a lot of questions I have there, but,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think PlayStation's, we're the 5's comfortably in control there, very comfortably.
Yeah, it's Sony telegraphed in terms of hardware, Sony telegraphed pretty much all year that, they were aiming for PlayStation 5 to really have a great year, to hit 50 million units sold by the time the year was done, etc. They've done that. That's really no surprise. And you specifically have talked before about how the PlayStation 5 and Sony's consoles almost feel like an Apple versus Android thing between, PlayStation and Xbox. And I think that is true to an extent, especially after the dominance of the PS4 in the last generation. I think people have just, not everybody, but a lot of people have defaulted to PlayStation 5 as like the system to own this generation. And I mean, they've almost doubled up Xbox sales based on the last numbers that we know that they did for Xbox. So, huge year for PlayStation. But backing up a little bit, Hogwarts Legacy, a huge year for that game. And like you said, it was one of those things that was a possibility because of how big the IP is with Harry Potter and how popular that is in the books and the obviously the films. And so, we talked about how we knew that was going to sell well, 10 million copies, several million copies, but 22 or 23 million, which is what the number is of how many it sold, is astronomical and obviously better than Call of Duty, which sells, anywhere between, 18 to 20 something million every year. So, and it obviously doesn't happen very often. The last time that it wasn't Call of Duty was Red Dead Redemption 2, and the time before that it wasn't Call of Duty was GTA 5, and then the time before that was Rock Band. So it's dethroning the king in almost a literal sense, and a huge year for them. Like you said, it kind of the negative air around it didn't really matter, and just goes to show you that the sentiment and people that are online is really a minority and not indicative of the general average consumer that goes in and knows they love the movies or the books and sees Hogwarts Legacy, and or their kid sees Hogwarts Legacy and knows they want to play it or whatever. So there's that to be said too. All right, number 2, we received critical updates on 2 of PlayStation's most imminent live service games this week. For starters, Square Enix announced this week that its 4v4 multiplayer shooter FoamStars is launching February 6th for PS4 and PS5, and it will also be a day one launch title on PlayStation Plus. It will feature 3 game modes at launch, as well as PvE solo and co-op modes, as well as a premium season pass for $5.99. Later in the week, developer Arrowhead Game Studios announced that Helldivers 2 has gone gold, meaning that development is now complete on the co-op third-person shooter, cementing its release date of February the 8th for PS5 and PC simultaneously. Okay, so a couple shooters we're I think both excited for. Foam Stars you're weirdly good at, and Helldivers 2 obviously is Helldivers 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest tragedies of, your wife ending our podcast is that the audience will get to experience the fact that I'm world class at foam stars.
Yeah, it's
I'm
it's
so
weird.
fucking
I
good
don't
at it, it
understand.
doesn't make sense.
I don't understand it at all.
No, but I'm excited. I think I'm good at it because, I'm good at things that, require you to not have talent.
Yeah.
Like, if you put me in
Yeah.
Rocket League, I'm the worst player. I cannot do Rocket League. It's too much for me. You
Uh,
pick a game you can be good at with 0 talent, and I'll be good at it, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like
Now that you say it, you are a talentless asshole. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like Overcooked. I'm really good at Overcooked,
Oh, yeah.
but there's no talent there. You're just hitting buttons. Like, it just works with, like, my ADD or something like that. But
Yeah.
no, I'm excited about Foam Stars. I think it'll be good. It'll be interesting to see how it meshes with with our finals play. Like, are they too
Mhm.
similar? Does it, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
they're both kind of, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
In a way, it does it. In a way, it does. It's like Battlefield, Call of Duty, right? They're 2 different things, but they aren't 2 different things.
Yeah,
In a
definitely.
sense.
Mhm.
No, but Helldivers looks awesome. The thing I always forget about with Helldivers is, like, the humor of the
Oh, yeah.
writing and everything, and, like, even in the launch trailer's hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
um, I'm
It's Starship Troopers.
Right, it is. It's exactly what it is. And, when they first announced kinda like the new angle of the play, you know what I mean? Not typically straight overhead or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
wasn't particularly stoked about it, but the more I see and read about it, I think it'll be really cool because, like, even in the trailer, like, it just looks really nice. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think that
Mhm.
visually it's gonna be cool, and it's funny to me, like, you put something on, X about being excited to play it. Some guy was like, "Really? You're excited to play that?" I'm like, "Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Like,
That
don't
guy's super nice, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but it's just funny to me, like, you know what I mean? It's just funny, like
Yeah, he was like, "Real it is." I know what you're saying. It's, like, weird how, like, we can be really excited for something, but then the next person sees absolutely nothing in the game.
yeah, and
Like,
it's I
where
get
he
it.
can't believe that we're excited in it, like, I can't believe that he doesn't see any potential in the
Yeah,
game. Like, that
and,
shocks me.
it's exciting that we'll both be free to play, so hopefully the rest of the boys will be there,
Yeah.
then it's
Now that it's
exciting.
gone gold, are you gonna pre-order?
Oh, I need to do that actually, and I forgot to ask for the day off, but, um,
Well, you got 2 weeks.
yeah, I'll be gone all day Saturday
You got
though,
3
so
weeks. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Don't worry. That's fine. The game comes out the 8th, but, the 9th is, if they have server issues or something, they can work that out in the first 24 hours. The 9th, we're locked and loaded.
yeah, I'll be ready to
We're
play all day on the
we're
9th, and
playing.
then the
Yeah,
10th,
perfect.
I gotta go race a car all day, and then I'll be there for the night shift unless I,
Good.
Dale Senior it into a turn. Then I
Well,
won't be on.
the podcast is ending, so now your life has to end.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Alright.
Anything else about Helldivers or Foamstar? Sorry.
No, no, it just well, we need to negotiate with John to get him out of the tutorial, but other than that
Oh god. Yeah, that drives me insane.
yeah,
Like,
him too.
it's a different of opinion, obviously, but he told us the other night that he would prefer them to just put the controller layout on the screen and let him study it for 30 seconds. I'm gonna forget that in the 5 seconds after I look at that for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Like,
funny.
I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck button is what?" Like, I wish it would have just showed me. Like, I'm more of a I guess that means I'm more of a visual person, I guess, maybe, but I don't know.
I know what he
Anyway,
means.
he
I
yeah,
think it
he's
could be
funny. He's funny.
more succinct because most of these tutorials, it's like, press R2 to shoot,
Yeah,
and you press it I get it, I'll hit it once, but they want you to shoot like
yeah,
18 people. It's like, okay, you know?
yeah. I mean, I guess we could do a whole episode about this almost, but, like, most games you boot up, it's like, "Okay, move the left stick to move your character, move the right stick to move your
Yeah.
camera,"
It's like,
and
I got it.
it's like, "Guys, that's the fucking bare minimum." Like, we
No,
know that, but, like, do they have to do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know.
it's almost like it's weird that almost every game does that. Like, they have to assume, not assume, they have to assume that people have 0 knowledge of playing a game. I get that.
Yeah.
I reckon, but
I would rather them teach me, like, on, like, the finals, like, I'd rather me load up and it's
yeah.
like, this is how the gas mine works, and you
Yeah,
could put it
exactly.
here, you could put it on you could even attach it to the, cash out box, or this is how the stun
Yeah,
gun works, like, that stuff's more interesting to me than, like, "Oh, I have to spend my credits on this flamethrower and hope it's worth the shit." Like, I would rather the
right.
tutorial show me those different things.
Yeah, sure.
Just my opinion.
But yeah, I understand. But backing up to what we were talking about here, extremely excited about Helldivers 2. I think that goes without saying. I've been hyping that game up for a long time, for months now. Terribly excited about it. Can't wait. Thought about there was a split second where I thought about requesting it for review. But then, like I've said on the show, I decided that I would just rather experience it with the boys, just organically. Like, I didn't want to be, 15 or 20 levels ahead of you guys or whatever. Like, I just wanted to kind of see what happens with you all. That's more fun to me. So, super stoked. I'm locked in for a pre order, the 59.99 edition, because I want the fucking arcade game on my ship or whatever. And then as far as Foam Stars, there's a couple interesting kind of sidebars here too. Number one, Foam Stars launching into PlayStation Plus. That's interesting because to me that maybe indicates that could indicate either a lack of confidence or an extreme vote of confidence. Like, they think the game's so good, but they are just fine with just taking the money and doing it. But typically, it means when they launch a game day one onto a subscription service that they're not very confident in it. But of course, there's the other side of the coin that it's a multiplayer game reliant on players, and needing a big player base, and so that's probably more the answer. And this isn't the first time that PlayStation has launched multiplayer games onto PlayStation Plus. Hell Let Loose comes to mind immediately, and it's still thriving. It's a very good game. And I don't. We played the beta or the alpha or whatever that thing was, and we both enjoyed it. So there's nothing to indicate that the game is bad. So I think this is just Sony kind of ponying up, and pardon the pun there, in paying Square Enix for a game, and maybe this was always part of the deal. Is like, hey, we'll help make this game, but we want it on PS4, PS5, and we want it day one on PlayStation Plus, and it makes sense. But what does not make sense is launching this game 2 days before your other live service game, Helldivers 2, which is $39.99. It does not make any sense to me at all. Like, why the fuck do they do this stuff? Why do they do this? And so then, like we've talked about on the show before, that almost makes you think that they're trying to almost bury Helldivers 2 in a way, but that can't be true because they're tweeting about it every couple of hours on the PlayStation Twitter
Maybe they're trying to
account.
bury FoamStars.
I don't know, but then 50 million people are going to have access to it, which means tens of millions of people are going to play it, if not tens of millions. So, like, I don't know, man. I just don't know why they do this. Like, why are they releasing 2 big live service games within 72 hours of each other? Fucking why? Like, I don't understand. They couldn't have punted FoamStars till March, or vice versa. Like, I don't know, man. I just that's stuff I'll never understand. Like, for someone who allegedly, reportedly wants to go so hard into live service, to just turn around and just cannibalize 2 of their live service games like this. It's I don't know, but maybe it goes back to your point though of what you were saying about the finals versus Foam Stars. Like, they're different games, and Foam Stars and Helldivers 2 are different games, but they're also both third person shooters. So
Right.
I don't know.
It would be
They
like them
obviously have
to
some telemetry or marketing or not marketing, but some type of
Right.
data that makes sense, I would assume.
I mean, it would be like them to torpedo a game that I'm really good at, so I'm kinda used to it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they're both good. Maybe they're both good. In which case, we'll again beg the question: why release them on top of each other?
Right,
Because
yeah,
I'm going to
even
tell
if
you,
they're good or bad, it's a valid question regardless.
right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, even if I want to play Foam Stars, I'm gonna want to play Helldivers 2 more. At least sitting here right now. Maybe not. Maybe Helldivers is asshole, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Because why would PlayStation have funded this game and made it an exclusive if they did not believe in it?
Yeah, it's
So,
dumb.
anyway, I digress. We'll see what happens. Just a few weeks now. Number 3, Travis, we also have a bunch of news nuggets here. Feel free to jump in, of course, for the very last time. First nugget: Aspire Media detailed the improvements to the upcoming Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remasters this week. They are coming to both PS4 and PS5 and will feature improved graphics with the ability to toggle the old visuals on or off, as well as modern control schemes with the ability to toggle those as well. Boss health bars, 3D items replacing 2D items, which is interesting. I saw some screenshots of those. A photo mode and over 200 PlayStation trophies across the 3 games. So it's a pretty robust package, but not going to make me go back and play those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Did they keep the triangle tits?
I believe they did. Believe they did.
Good. It's the best part of the game.
Those
Speaking
polygonal
of,
titties.
I don't wanna ruin it if you
But
I don't
don't
think it
spoil them now. They're only like 20
no,
years old.
not that. Hold on. Okay, I don't see it on here.
Okay.
Did you watch the Indiana Jones trailer thing?
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What do you think?
It looks cool. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it doesn't
admit
look
it
bad.
it looks good. I think the first person, I mean, obviously people have been saying it's a first person Uncharted game, which,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
but
fuck yeah.
Uncharted came after Indiana Jones. I mean, let's be
Right.
real. I mean,
Yeah,
Uncharted is Indiana Jones, and Tomb Raider is Indiana Jones, not the
it's
reverse.
all
So
that, yeah.
now, with that said, the first person I think for the Indiana Jones game is dope. Like, punching the
Yeah.
guys looked
Yeah,
awesome.
it was hilarious, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, I saw that online too, and I'm like, "No, no, no, no." I was like, "Tomb Raider is Indiana Jones, and Uncharted is Tomb Raider, and they're all tied
Yeah,
together, they're all related." Yeah, it
yeah,
does feel like an Uncharted game because that's what you're used to, you know?
yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
just like the first time we saw Uncharted, it felt like an Indiana Jones movie, at least to me. That's why I
Yeah,
liked it
for
so
sure.
much.
Yeah, there's something to be said about I don't know, the adventure film, the treasure hunter film. Well, it's kind of a subgenre of itself. It's
Yeah,
cool. People
and
like it
it's
for a reason. So
yeah, and, like, it's kinda funny that Uncharted's a movie now. It's like a caricature of a movie
yeah,
has become itself in a way, like
yeah, it's funny. All right, next nugget. Genshin Impact version 4.4 is launching January 31st and will feature a new character, new region, and graphical improvements. Website Video Games Chronicle reported that Swedish video game company Thunderful is laying off 20% of its staff across its 30 subsidiaries. 2K Games announced the return of its tennis simulation franchise with a TopSpin 2K25, which presumably will release later this year, although no further information was announced, just a 20-second trailer. And I got to tell you,
Mhm.
I'm excited about this.
Are you
Yeah, I'm feeling this.
I saw an article and it was like it was a clickbait article. It's like 2K brings back legendary sports franchise, and I'm thinking like, "Oh,
Yeah,
we got a show competitor,
yeah,
maybe." Because I used to like the
yeah,
2K baseball game, and I opened it up and it was Topspin. I was like, what the fuck is this?" Like,
yeah,
don't tell me that. Like that's not exciting for me. But,
yeah. I get that. I get it.
I need to see more of it because I look theoretically, it could be theoretically, a tennis game could be just as entertaining to me as a baseball game, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's more direct action in tennis than baseball, in my opinion. So more
Yeah.
kinetic. So I
Better
think you might,
athletes,
yeah, better looking athletes.
for sure. Better outfits for the women. There's no women in baseball at all. So, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Also, Travis Take Two Interactive has filed a trademark dispute with Remedy Entertainment, it seems, over its new logo and the use of the letter R. Oddly, Take Two and Remedy are partners on the upcoming Max Payne remakes. But later in the week, Remedy said that this was old news and that the two companies have already reached an agreement on the matter late last year. So sounds like a nothing burger, but it does sound like Rockstar did, or not Rockstar, but Take Two did in fact sue Remedy, regardless, one way or the other, which is strange to me. But
Mhm. Yeah, change your name
Rockstar
to
can't.
Imity.
Yeah, exactly. But Rockstar can't. They don't own the letter R, so
Yeah, it's so weird to
it's
me. I
a.
was like, what kind of fucking what are you doing?
I mean, I get where they're coming from. It's like a block R, but like, dude, it's just a
Come on.
capital R. It's
Yeah.
just a capital R. Like, I mean, you could have sued. There's probably somebody else you can sue besides Remedy if you're worried about capital R's. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of words. You could think about it, anything with an R.
uh huh.
Republic of China.
Let's please take two sue the Republic of China.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. Also, Call of Duty developer Raven Software was at one time working on a live service standalone spinoff of Zombies, as well as a sequel to an old IP. But
That
obviously
actually
not
makes
anymore.
sense. That the
Yeah,
zombie spinoff makes a lot of sense to me. I'm surprised that isn't a thing.
yeah, I would agree. I would agree. A new Steam database update to Elden Ring might suggest that From Software is preparing to reveal the game's long awaited Song of the Erd Tree expansion. So it's probably getting close, I would say. Rocksteady Studios, the developer behind the Batman Arkham series, told Bloomberg that they were working on an original multiplayer IP before Warner Brothers pulled them off and put them on the Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League game. So sounds like they took some of the bones of that old game and made Suicide Squad potentially. Embracer Group continued its layoff streak, this time laying off staff at Lost Boys, which was a support studio on major Gearbox projects like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and Borderlands 3. A new job listing for a visual effects director at Battlefield support studio Ripple Effect claims that the team is, quote, looking for a senior 3D artist like you to help us create the most realistic and exciting destruction effects in the industry, end quote. And this is exciting to hear, considering that the finals already does it so well. But
Yeah, this is in line with what we heard about the new Battlefield, the next Battlefield being the most destructive ever.
yeah,
And I think that the finals does a really good job of the destruction, and I enjoy it. But it, as we saw with the game last week, it kind of it creates a situation where you can just have people that are exploding everything, and then you're basically
yeah,
playing every map like you're in fucking Beirut,
yeah,
or like you're in the middle of Baghdad in 2024 or 2004. It's like
uh huh,
if you destroy everything, every fucking map's just rubble. So it's like there has to be
yeah,
some sort of balance there. Maybe I have a clue how you fix it, but I remember we were
yeah,
playing the finals thinking like this could easily get out of hand.
oh yeah, Next nugget, Lords of the Fallen and Sniper Ghost Warrior publisher CI Games is laying off 10% of its employees. Everybody just laying people off. So, the trend continues. Dead by Daylight studio Behavior Interactive is also laying off staff, with sources telling Kotaku that around 45 heads would be slashed.
Literally, because they're Japanese. It's, yeah, like, you got to commit suicide if you get laid off. Speaking of, that's the worst way to get laid, is to be laid off.
Oh, indeed. Also, an unannounced Far Cry spin-off game called Captain Laserhawk and Niji Warrior has been rated, and that's not a typo, has been rated by Peggy. Hello, this Peggy, meaning that an announcement is imminent. And the Peggy description states that the game sees players, quote, take part in a laser death match and compete to eliminate the most opponents, end quote. So it sounds like a multiplayer Far Cry spinoff, which has been rumored in recent months.
Is that interesting? Also, why we never heard about it? Like, I have a lot of questions.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. There's it's obviously tied in somehow to I don't know if you know this. There's a Netflix show that Ubisoft made with some. It's an anime show or animated show. It's called Captain Laserhawk something, and it's mature. It's rated R. And in the show, Rayman does coke off a stripper's ass, and
nice.
like all this outrageous stuff. I've been meaning to watch it, but
yeah, let me know. That sounds amazing.
I know. I wonder if this has anything to do with it. So, anyway, next nugget. Rocksteady Studio co-founders Septon Hill and Jamie Walker founded. Jamie Walker plays for Bradford City. Anyway,
does he? I thought he died in a car crash.
is that the Mythbusters guy?
No, the guy from Fast and Furious.
Oh, that's Paul Walker. Okay. Jesus. Anyway, they founded a new studio in East London called 100 Star Games. Harmonix will bring Rock Band 4's weekly DLC support to an end this week on January 25th. Since launch, Harmonix has added nearly 3,000 songs to the game's set list. It's incredible. Sony was refunding players this week who already own the PS4 version of The Last of Us Part 2 and who had mistakenly paid full price for the PS5 remaster so that they could instead buy the $10 upgrade on launch day. It's nice of Sony being cool for a change. They're automatically doing that, by the way, I should say. Also, ZeniMax Online Studios revealed the 2024 content roadmap for The Elder Scrolls Online this week. The list includes 2 new 4-player dungeons, as well as the game's next major expansion, called Gold Road, which is launching in June, I believe, for PS5 and PS4. Maybe just PS5. Also, website Games Industry reported that Street Fighter VI has crossed 3 million units sold worldwide. Pretty good for a fighting game. PlayStation Productions announced that an Until Dawn film is in the works, Travis, with Shazam director David Sandberg in line to direct, and Annabelle series writer Gary Doberman adapting the script. The film will, quote, be an R-rated love letter to the horror genre, it is said. That's interesting. It's weird it's weird to adapt. I think it's weird to adapt a film or adapt a game, that has so much player choice in it. Like that takes that obviously. I mean, you go from something that's open ended to very linear, or I mean, as linear as it gets. So,
yeah, how could you play? Well, I guess you could go one way. You could just tell like a normal story, but it would be kind of fun if they could incorporate a way to make it seem like the choices are still there in a way. And if you're familiar with the game, you could kind of you could go whatever. You know what I mean? Like this is I remember this. I picked that, but he picked that. Okay, cool. I think it's strange what they said about a love letter to the horror game. Like, what is that? There's the horror genre.
I think they're just trying to say that they want to make a good horror film,
right? Because it sounds like a passion project when you say it like that.
Yeah.
And when you say a love letter, a picture, no. No, because everybody I know said it was great until you get to the 75% mark. I'm like, I don't want to play a game that sucks 3/4 of the way through. I'll never finish it.
I enjoyed it. It was like a scary version of Heavy Rain in a way.
Is there a motorcycle you're on in the game?
Not that I remember.
I'm thinking of the wrong game.
You're thinking of Days Gone?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
This whole time, even when you and John were talking about it, I thought it was Days Gone.
This is Until Dawn.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this a zombie movie game?
In a way.
Can you hide under a bed?
Probably. Maybe.
I
don't know. I don't remember. It's been years. This came out on PS4.
Definitely didn't play it. I don't know.
He doesn't know fuck all about Until Dawn. All right, next nugget. Square Enix president Takashi Kiryu has stated that he wants to slim down their lineup of games and focus on high quality but fewer titles. Makes sense. Website PushSquare reported that Atari is bringing back another classic game, this time arcade physics sim Lunar Lander Beyond, which is being made by the developer of Chris Tells. Destruction puzzle game Abyss is coming to PS5 on March 7th. Tactical strategy game Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters is coming to PS4 and PS5 on February 20th. Prison Architect 2, Travis, was announced this week and it's coming to PS5 on March 26th. This time it's going to be in full 3D, no more 2D. And I'm super, super stoked for this.
Yeah, it looks dope. See, it's another game I can play on my Portal. It's perfect.
100%.
No, the trailer looked fun. Like, God, the first one was a blast.
Oh, yeah.
The first one made me giggle at times. You know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time I played it, they set the lunchroom on fire. And like, I didn't see that coming at all. You know what I mean? No, it's just stuff
brilliant.
like that. Yeah. The mafia boss wants to talk to you. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. Like,
God, it's so good. It's so good. I miss it. Sometimes I think about re-downloading it about as often as I do Red Dead Redemption 2, but there's a lot coming out in March. There's something else coming out on March 26th. I don't know if it's in here or not.
See your baby?
No, it's called it's in here, I think. I'll get to it in a second. So next nugget here. The group of ex-Witcher staff who formed the studio known as Rebel Wolves has confirmed that their dark fantasy RPG is called Dawnwalker. Jaywalker.
It's Dawnwalker.
Dawnwalker. Sounds like a vampire thing to me, right? That's what a Dawnwalker is, correct or no?
I don't know what a Dawnwalker is.
Can't be.
They couldn't go out in light.
Yeah, you're right. Can't be.
Well, if it's a Dawnwalker, they could, right? Because maybe they can go out in low light.
Yeah, Dimwalker. Anyway, it's a cool name. It's a cool name. Also, a set of free Rise of the Ronin PSN avatars is now available ahead of the game's PS5 release on March 22nd.
See, they made those for me. Let's be honest.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. Parody platformer The Transylvania Adventure of Simon Quest was announced for PS4 and PS5, and it's due out in 2025. It's forever away. Musical artist Fahim Rashad Najim, otherwise known as T-Pain, never knew that was his name, has confirmed that he is working on Grand Theft Auto 6 in some capacity.
It's kind of cool.
But there was one, yeah, it is cool, but there's one big caveat. Rockstar made him sign an agreement that said that he would no longer stream gameplay of him playing on GTA 6 or GTA 5 roleplay servers on PC.
Well, that's fine. He could do 6.
Yeah. Which I thought was hilarious.
It's a big week for him. He's got this coming out. They just announced the laser game named after him, the Far Cry spinoff. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, it was him. All right, next nugget here. Arcade-style Formula One racer New Star GP is coming to PlayStation sometime in March. I didn't look into that anymore, but it seems like up your alley, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out. Arcade racing games are hit or miss.
The art style looked like Cruising USA in a way, but Formula One, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that could be dope.
Yeah, it could be. Also, PlayStation Plus Extra will lose 10 games on February 20th. They include Tacoma, Resident Evil 7, Tekken 7, Ace Combat 7, Onanaki, Lost Sphere, I Am Setsuna, Thomas Was Alone, Hugh, Lost Words, Beyond the Page. And there's some big games disappearing there. Resident Evil 7, Tekken 7, Ace Combat 7, so many 7s. And some Square Enix games, Lost Sphere and I Am Setsuna. I think they published those, so that's odd. Also, website PlayStation Lifestyle reported that 2.5D horror RPG Withering Rooms is coming to consoles at some point in the future. A free game has been added to the PlayStation Store this week. It's a short PS5 game called Interaction Isn't Explicit, and it does come with trophies, though not a platinum trophy, and apparently it explores video game design in some way. People say it's actually kind of neat. Also, website PlayStation Universe reported that the following games received update patches this week: The Finals, Battlefield 2042, FC24, Baldur's Gate 3, Lords of the Fallen, Long Fallen Dynasty, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and God of War Ragnarok. So if you've been waiting for some fixes or new content, check those out. Ubisoft strangely re-revealed an online multiplayer arena battler called Battlecore Arena this week. You play some sort of laser blasting fireball thing, and it appears to be a free-to-play game. But it's all quite strange. That's all we have about it at this point, but I think it was revealed back in like 2014 or 2016. I don't know what they're trying to do
Where's
here.
it been?
I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do here. City building survival management game Frostpunk 2 is confirmed to be getting a PS5 release, though no release window is given. Co-op action party game Manic Mechanics will release for PS4 on March 7th. It's overcooked with car mechanics.
I pictured the monkey from Speed Racer. Like everybody's one of those monkeys.
That's funny. City building strategy game Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles will launch for PS4 and PS5 on March 26th, with a free demo coming to PlayStation Store on January 30th. This was the other game that I was referring to a minute ago that is coming out the same day as Prison Architect 2 that I'm interested in. So hopefully this demo sells me on it on January 30th. We'll see. GTA 5 on PS4 is removing the Rockstar video editor on February 20th, which the developer says is a, quote, necessary change for ongoing updates, end quote. The PlayStation 4 sold more video games across Europe in 2023 than the Xbox Series X and S combined, according to sales data from European analytics firm GSD, which is insane. PlayStation 4 games still outselling that. It's just insane. Also, Microsoft CEO told Satya Nadella, sorry, I think that's his name. He told Bloomberg that Xbox has a, quote, chance of being a good publisher on Sony and on Nintendo and on PCs and on Xbox, end quote, insinuating a full-blown shift to becoming a third-party publisher on Sony's platform, which is in line with the recent rumors of Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush both making the jump to PlayStation. So that's quite interesting. Sounds like we're going to get Xbox games on PlayStation.
Yeah, it kind of
in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, I think in hindsight, it kind of seems like we should have seen that coming or called that out. It seems right there, especially like when you're not outselling a PlayStation 4 with both of your consoles combined. I think
that's fair.
I think that you kind of have to look at what you're doing there. But the thing about that is, though, Xbox isn't known for making good games either.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Consistently. So,
right.
Again, but I don't know. It's interesting, right? He could have just left off. He could have stopped after Nintendo. He didn't have to say and Xbox. Like maybe it makes sense that Xbox Game Pass is Xbox exclusive still, but they just don't have a console. Like that might be where we're headed.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, if you want to play Xbox games, you can get Game Pass and have them day one for free, in quotes, with your subscription. Or if you don't want to buy an Xbox, you can play them on PlayStation and you can pay full price for them. And they may not be day one, they might be a year later, 18 months later, 2 years later, whatever. Sea of Thieves, for instance, is a 6-year-old game, and there's rumors of it coming to PlayStation. So there's different ways to do it. Next nugget, a new AAA single-player survival horror game based on the Saw film franchise is in the works, according to leaker The Tipster. Sounds terrible. Persona 3 Reload will take up 26 gigs on your PS5 and 25 gigs on your PS4. Website Gamatsu reported that post-apocalyptic sci-fi action RPG and PlayStation China Hero Project game AI Limit will launch for PS5 later this year, while the previously announced PS4 version has been canceled. Street Fighter 6 DLC character Ed will launch in February, Capcom announced this week. Action RPG Visions of Mana will launch for PS4 and PS5 sometime this year. Narrative first-person psycho thriller game Revel will launch for PS4 and PS5 on March 6th. RPG Sea of Stars is getting a physical edition on May 10th for both PS4 and PS5. And finally, Travis Gamatsu reported that library battle simulation game Library of Ruina is coming to PS4 worldwide this spring from Arc System Works. And that is all for the news this week. And I'm going to turn it over to Travis for one last time here for this week's new games.
So here on the 16th, we have Toy Trains on VR, which sounds awesome.
It does. Great. Looks great.
On the 18th, we have Bonds and Knights, Bulletstorm VR, and if fitting, on our last podcast, we get to finally announce Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is out. Because we've talked about them on episode 1, and it's nice that they're back out. Finally, it's here. We also have The Cub, and on the 19th, we have The Last of Us 2 remastered.
That's fitting as well, because it's The Last of Us here as well. What do you know?
Last of Us 2.
Yes,
'Cause
see, The
it's
Last of Us
also
too. Yeah, is
yes,
in
okay.
both of it. Yeah, it's good. It's good shit.
Anyway.
And that's all for the new games. And a small but very big week. Toy Trains looks cool, like you said. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, played the demo for that. It's very fun. It's reviewing very well. It's in the mid or high 80s on Metacritic. People seem to be really enjoying that. And then, of course, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is in, I think, at a 90 on Metacritic. It's very highly regarded as well. And an upgrade from the 2020 original, which I'll talk about some more here in just a moment. So let's start to wrap this whole show up, this whole saga up, Travis, by talking about what we've been playing and anything that we're looking forward to. What do you got?
Yeah, only thing I played was the finals.
Yeah.
Jacob finally got on with this. I don't know if you noticed, but game 1, he went positive, which was not irritating at
Yeah,
all.
not at all.
I don't know if you played anymore with him after, because I haven't played since then, but,
No, no.
I think once he understands the whole scope of everything, I think we'll be really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, as you know, like, on those types of games, I'm more of an objective player anyway. Like, even on Battlefield, I'm more locked in on getting the objectives than anything. So
Sure.
that's the good part about playing with somebody like Jacob is, he can focus on, like, I can actually focus on the objectives 'cause that's what I'm good at, and then he can do everything else. Um, it
Right.
kinda
He can
opens us
kill
up.
people.
Right, and then you kinda do both, so you know, it I think it's a good balance for us because 'cause I'm objective, he's pretty much attack, and you're really good at doing both. Well, he's good at both too, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
running around with the fucking cash box, he's just gonna kill people. It works out.
Right.
Um, but no, we had a lot of fun with it. Like, it's funny. I saw you or him. Somebody had put like a gas mine on a throwable, and it had
Oh, it
never,
wasn't me.
it had
I
never
forget you can
occurred to
do
me to
that.
do that. It's
Yeah.
so like you could put it on a fucking flower pot,
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, we again we played one team. We got fucking rocked. Like it wasn't that they beat us in 20 seconds or whatever. Like, I think everybody on the team it basically went to sudden death because everybody got a deposit. But this purple team we played, man, they had dudes with they had a dude who had 20 kills. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were just destroying us. Like, I can't even believe we got one cash out on them at all. But yeah, it was awesome. I've been trying to be more strategic with like my timing on stealing stuff too. I think I've gotten better at that.
Yeah.
And I've been using the pyro grenade a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly because I got tired of people using the goo gun and I couldn't get to the objective. So I'll just set the goo on fire, which
Yeah.
it's great. It makes it go away, and a lot of times they run into the fire, so it works out great. That's been a blast. I used the pistol a little bit on the Magnum.
Oh, yeah. It's a
It's
good one.
really nice if you can aim with it. It took me a
Yeah.
minute to figure that part out, but once I got that part, it was awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fun game. It's a blast. It's the most fun shooter that I've played since the first Battlefield 1, I think.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I like it more than all
Yeah.
the other ones we've played for the last 5 years, so that makes me happy.
Yeah. I would
But
agree
yeah,
with that.
um, but anyway, I'm definitely gonna play some War Hospital on the Portal this week, and, I'll probably I'll definitely put up some clips. I'll probably record the first little bit I'll play and put it up, and,
Good.
I haven't watched any gameplay, I haven't read any reviews. I don't know nothing. I'm going in blind, so the first time I play it, it's gonna be me doing everything
Everybody
wrong.
dies. Yeah.
So, yeah, but send them all back to the front line.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm looking forward to NCAA football. I'm looking forward to Dune 2.
Yeah. They moved that up. I heard
I don't
they moved
know.
it back up to March or some shit.
Yeah, I can't keep track anymore. But
Yeah. I think they moved it up,
yeah, I mean,
allegedly.
yeah, we'll see where it goes. Somebody at work wants me to build them a poker table, and I'm pretty sure I can just charge them the amount so I can buy a computer and do iRacing. So that's on the table.
Oh, shit.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm sure we'll get into some finals tomorrow.
I really hope so. I certainly hope so. Yeah. I love that game. I've been talking about it for weeks, but I would agree with you. I think since Battlefield 1, probably the most I've enjoyed a shooter, although I do enjoy Battlefield 2042 a lot. I think I enjoy the finals more. I am a heavy. class guy. Like that's my favorite class is to play as a heavy. I do like whipping out the melee weapons occasionally and
And
just
the
going
guitar.
crazy with those. Yeah, the guitar, breaking down walls and busting through walls like the Kool-Aid guy and everything. It's fun. What else have been playing? I've been playing Gotham Knights a little bit this week. So Jacob has actually been on. Our friend Jacob's been on this week because he hurt himself or something sick, hurt. He's out injured from work. Anyway, so he wanted to play Gotham Knights the last couple nights. So I told him I'd give it another shake. So I downloaded that and played that some. It's fine. It's very mid, very
Yeah.
very average.
Yeah.
It's serviceable. It's not better than Marvel's Avengers. Definitely not better than Marvel's Avengers in my opinion, but a serviceable game. But I think we're going to move on from that. I don't think it really spoke to either of us. Like you said, we'll be playing the finals this weekend anyway. And then the last thing that I've been playing is a game called The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered on PlayStation 5. I've actually been playing it for quite a while.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I had a little technical difficulty there.
It just says The Last of Us Remastered. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, fucking A. I hid the wrong game on my PlayStation profile or whatever. It's fine. And anyway, I've been reviewing it for GamingNexus.com and enjoyed it a lot. I gave it a 9.5. It is the best way to play that game, obviously. I think that should probably go without saying. It's only a $10 upgrade if you own the PS4 version, or $50 all in if you've never played it. So I think it's a good value proposition. It's got a roguelike mode called No Return, which is surprisingly fun. And I think people might be surprised by how much they play that, actually. So yeah, I've enjoyed my time with it. And our buddy John lost his save file from the PS4 version, so he's going to try to re-platinum it. I told him he's in for about 40 hours at least. And so Godspeed to him. And as far as what I'm looking forward to, obviously Helldivers 2 is right around the corner. Stoked for that. And I just got, I think I can say it. I don't think there's an embargo, but there's a PSVR 2 game called D-Day Enhanced, which comes out on the 23rd. So Tuesday, then tomorrow, if you're listening to this podcast today, it comes out on PSVR 2. And reviewing that for Gaming Nexus as well. Excited to dive into that. That looks pretty cool. One interesting note about that is that they have hired some of the former people who used to work at First Contact Entertainment, which is the studio behind the Firewall Ultra game. That studio that just literally shut down at Christmas time. So, and they've been kind of like sharing clips on Twitter about what those people have already like contributed to the game, and it's wild. In like 3 weeks, those people have already like increased the graphical fidelity of the game, which is insane to me. They can just show up, within 2 or 3 weeks and make a game look and play better. Like that's I don't know.
Is that the like block game you sent me, basically?
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It's a 64 player multiplayer game, so lots of weapons, got haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, 128 hertz refresh rate, eye tracking, all the things. And it kind of reminds me of that BattleBit remastered game, that was big for a while there on PC, but
Yeah, it was
for
fun.
PSVR.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm interested to check it out. I hope it's good. Looks good. So we'll see. But anyway, Travis, that's it. So it's it for me. It's it for you. It's it for the show. It's truly it for the show. That's it. It's a wrap. And I've enjoyed it. We've had a good run. And like you said, we'll never say never. But it's not goodbye. It's see you later. Anyway, we'll get out of here. Do you have any parting words? Anything you want to say, or are you ready to go? You got to shit again?
No, I don't think I have anything profound to say.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
want to give you the
it's been
opportunity.
real. It's been real.
Yeah, it's a shame you and I are never going to talk or see each other again after this.
Yeah, it'll be awful. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Thank you for listening over the years, which is weird to say. We've been doing this for almost 4 years. So thank you very, very much for listening. If you've always listened or listened occasionally or just now listening for the first time, we very much appreciate it. We appreciate you coming along for the ride as we try to do something a little bit different for PlayStation news, and in terms of trying to do a succinct show where you could get everything in a short order and not have to listen to a show for 2, 3, 4 hours. So we're trying to do something different. We enjoy doing it. And anyway, yeah, so just thank you. We won't talk at you next time. There will be no next time, at least not for now. So thanks again. Take care, and we'll talk at you later, maybe sometime, maybe never. Bye bye.